This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. What's going on, party people? It is your boy Smooth with 3 O's. It's another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. Thank y'all for tuning in. Glad to have y'all in. Make sure y'all go ahead and share this stream right now with all your people. Let them know that, hey, we on Facebook, we on the X, we on Instagram. Put in the platform sports talk show. You'll see us everywhere. Also, go to YouTube, subscribe, and click on that bell so anytime we go live, just like we are right now, you will be notified. And also, shoot us an email, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. If you want us to come out to your event, or maybe a nice little venue that you have that we can set up shop and do our thing, let us know, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. And if you can't see us for some reason, it's cool. We ain't mad. You can also check us out by listening on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. Go to hot365radio.com or just go to the App Store, iOS or Android. Put in Hot 365 Radio and you are good to go. You can catch the replay of our most recent show each Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So tell everyone about the Platform Sports Talk Show. Also, Hot 365 Radio also has a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Hot365 Radio. If you can't, or it's not can't, but outside of the main show, every first Wednesday of the month, you have Ladies Night, as Bunny loves to say, Ladies Night. Hey, every first Wednesday of the month. So shouts out to the ladies. I call it the best panel of ladies who love sports. So shouts out to Bunny, the host, to Jobo, to my wife, Yonsei, to Annie, just doing amazing things for the ladies, representing the ladies. And then every last Wednesday of the month, closing things out, it is the Man Cave, where anything, and I mean anything, can go down. Shouts out to Stan, the host, to Sadal, to T-Bone, to Craig Black, and to Rio. They're my guys right there. And outside of sports, I need y'all to go ahead and show love to Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. That is my non-sports talk show. Get to have opportunity to conversate with a lot of amazing people, doing a lot of amazing things, not just here locally, but all around the world, man, and just getting their stories told. So make sure y'all go ahead and follow Smoooth Conversations. Once again, Smooth with 3 O's on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, spread the word, and then catch the show as well. It may be live sometimes on YouTube, but definitely you'll hear either live or a pre-recorded show, which I call the best of Smoooth Conversations, every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on KBDR Beat District Radio. Just go to beatdistrictradio.com, or just like Hot 365 Radio, just go to the App Store, Android, iOS, and put in Beat District Radio, and download the app. So that's everything under the Platform Sports Talk Show. Now it's time to bring in the panel for this evening. Up first, she is part of the Ladies Night crew, made her return back, been gone for a minute because she had to birth a Superman and Clark. She's a mommy of two. She's back. She got her beer. She's in the saddle. She's ready to talk some sports. Representing from the Boondocks, Jobo. What's happening?
What's up? You know what? I don't think he said that last week. The boondock part.
I didn't.
I waited how long to hear that? Not even realize until you just did it now.
Right. I thought about like, wait a minute. I didn't say that last week. So I had to go ahead and make sure I represent and say it loud and say it proud. So good to see you back once again. How's life treating you?
Life is good. Busy. Man, the schedule on the phone's filling up, Halloween's coming up, obviously. Praise the Lord, because spooky season is one of my favorite seasons, and playoff baseball is right around the corner. So calendar's filling up. Mia's in school. I'm Miss Dub. Clark's getting old on us. I don't know. It's hectic, but I like it. I love it.
Hectic, but I like it. Can't go wrong with that.
All the time than not doing anything at all. I will say that.
And shouts out to our favorite fan, Miss Dub, who just showed love to us. We appreciate you for always supporting the Platform Sports Talk Show Network, Miss Dub. We definitely appreciate you. Up next, she's ready, rock and roll. Got her hair done. She all done, did up. She ready for whatever. Holding things down right now in her office, eating some food. But I'm going to still catch her and see she's going to say some words, because right now she might be saying, woo, 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 woo. It is the host of Ladies Night. She said she's ready. What's going on, Bunny?
And she's muted. Now we're back, baby. Now we're back.
Hey,
happy hump day, y'all.
What's up?
Jobo, can't wait to add this to your list. Homework,
yeah. Mia doesn't have homework per se, but she's got little things she's got to do. Like they're doing some apple stuff this week, so we had to buy apples and different dipping sauces and stuff. So, and then she has her first field trip next week.
Is it at apple picking farm?
Yeah, it's at Stuckmeyer and Fenton.
So now has her too next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday? Is that where she's going?
Apple counting and playing apple season all this week. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
she the same curriculum.
She didn't get to do it last year because she started in January because her birthday's in December. So now she gets to, be there the full year, gets to have some field trips. Picture day was last week, 2 weeks ago. She gets to buy a yearbook this year because she'll be in it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just had during the time you was away, Bunny, Joe and I was having a little pre-show talk, and she asked about baby girl, and I was telling her, how now she's 10 years old, and she just has her own little, she's 10 now. She, I can just tell that she's growing up, and she has her own voice, and her little, mindset and stuff like that. I'm like, man, that little girl is growing up on me so fast, man. It's just so crazy. Yep.
And maybe that young girl is going to be in the WNBA in a few years. Who knows? Because they are hot right now. They're definitely taking up some headlines, y'all.
A few years. Were they going in there at 13? I said a few years. What, is she going to be in the WNBA at 13?
No, I mean,
that's too much pressure. Hold on.
Go after her first year of college or something. They still do that by then.
I ain't mad if she got it like that, and you can play when you're 13. Let's get to the money.
Heck yeah. Woo.
Let's get to the money. Whether it's WNBA, unrivaled, let's go.
I know. I was telling B the other day, he was holding Clark, and I was like, he looks long right now. And me and Brendan aren't long, but my dad's side of the family, they're all pretty tall. And I was like, we're gonna have a hopeful southpaw in our hands, lefty stud like Garrett Crochet or something. Garrett Crochet is like 6'6", so that ain't gonna happen. But 6'2", that'd be cool.
And I saw recently that he recorded the fastest pitch the other day, like at 100 and what 5, 6, something like that.
Who, Crochet?
Yeah, it was a post I saw on the X that he threw like the fastest pitch of the season the other day.
I didn't see that, but you know what's crazy is his closer, Aroldis Chapman, at like 42 years old, still pumping in 105 and now closing games for the Boston Red Sox.
I'm not saying he's still fit. I didn't even know that. 42.
Yeah, they got some of the biggest pitchers, like big pitchers. They got Aroldis, Lucas Giolito, Garrett Crochet. All of them were well over 6 feet and like 250 plus.
And he just got re-signed. I'm sorry, he signed an extension with the Red Sox.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. You know,
Yeah.
Yankees fans kind of treated him like crap when he was there, so now he's on the other side of the rival and he's pitching pretty good. He just gave up his first hit in like 50 innings like a week ago. So I mean, I guess he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he is. And like I said, being up in the 40s, doing what he's doing, that's truly amazing. But have you been seeing like his workout regimen that he be doing? It'd be like some insane workouts he be doing. So he can still throw 125 miles per hour. So it is all about put in the work, like we see what LeBron James has been doing. You know, he's constantly, like, granted, he has had over the last 3 seasons or so, maybe 4, he'll have a spurt where he's out for a couple of weeks because of an injury, but he still plays a lot of minutes every game and is one of the most dependable players compared to a lot of other guys who are younger and take more time out because of not being, not having the right conditioning or not doing the right proper workout. So for LeBron and for the LeBrons and the Aroldis Chapmans to still be doing what they doing at this time. What up, B? He got Superman.
I asked him to bring him down to make his first talk show appearance. Hold on.
There we go.
Bubba. Hi, Bubba. Hold on. Let me turn him around. He's getting chunky on us, guys. Okay.
What's up?
Woo! He's so confused.
What's up? He like, what's going on here?
Woo!
Can you see my hand? We go over here, Clark. Hi. There we go. Hi. What's up?
There he is.
Gonna start flying soon?
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, baby girl gonna play the WNBA at 13. Clark's gonna start flying soon.
Hey, we gotta go ahead and manifest these things.
Yep. There you go.
Clark just made his first appearance on the Platform Sports Talk Show. For those listening on our Hot 365 radio, we apologize that you can't see it, but you can always check him out later on the archive. So there you go. But yeah, so once again, we're glad to have you all tuned in. Got a comment. Let's see. The wifey says, "Oh, hey."
Next time, there's something going on over there. I'll have to talk Brendan into all this going out there so you guys can meet him.
There we go. Make it happen, Captain. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get right into the reason why people are tuned in to the Platform Sports Talk Show, and that's to discuss some sports, because I always say sports is the best reality TV out there. It's always something going on. It's never an off day. It's always something, whether it's on the field, off the field. It's always some kind of news, always something to discuss, and we're gonna get into that right now. So with that being said, Joe Bo, what has your attention in the world of sports?
I won't get too deep in it just because I know we have a segment later on just talking about playoffs and stuff, but there's some tight races going down to the last 10, 11 games of the year in baseball. One of them being the Astros. Right now they're a half game back of the Mariners, which I'm not a Mariners person, but Kyle Raleigh, give him his flowers. Big dumper, home run derby champion, and now he broke Mickey Mantle's switch hitter home run record. So shouts out to him. That's all you can say. Like, I don't love Aaron Judge, but the dude's a stud. He's probably still gonna win the AL MVP, even though Kyle Raleigh's doing this as a catcher. But yeah, it's a lot of close. Like the Guardians still have a chance to make the playoffs. which is crazy because they haven't been great all year. Um, the Blue Jays are surprising. They could possibly win the division.
Right.
The Milwaukee Brewers, like, I think I put it on there, guys. They're going to win the division. And here they are. They're probably going to win the division unless the Cubs just come out and, win like 5 in a row or something. But who else? We got the Tigers. I did not think the Tigers, they went out and re-signed Jack Flaherty. That was their big acquisition during the offseason. And guess what? There might be one of the buys this year. Then you have the Dodgers, who aren't really playing that great. Doesn't make sense. Like, how do you have all that talent? And I know they've had some injuries, but not as many injuries as the Houston Astros, which, by the way, they're going to have over 2,000. Let me look it up. I screenshot it for this very reason. The Astros will finish the year having players missed over 2,350 games due to injury.
Jesus.
They've had significant injuries to Jordan, which they just lost again. Isaac Paredes, Jeremy Pena, Josh Hader, Jake Myers, Sousa, Christian Javier, Luis Garcia, Spencer Arrighetti, Ronel Blanco, JP France, just repeated, just every freaking day. I felt like something was going to happen, and they still might make the playoffs after all that. And yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm excited. If they don't make it, I'm gonna be sad, obviously. But we can talk more about playoffs later.
Yeah, it's a whole lot right there. And let me do one thing here. Here we go. Because I want to bring this up, but you already did, because of course that is your boy. But I want to talk about Jordan Alvarez, because he just came back like yesterday. And then I saw in on the X that he injured himself tagging home base or something like that.
So he was out most of the year with hand injury, and then he was back about 2 weeks, and then he scored a run. He scored the run. At what price, though? Thankfully it's not his knees, because he's had knee surgeries a couple times, so whatever. But if you look at it, your ankle is not supposed to do that at all. I'm sure you can find a picture of his ankle, but they say it's just a sprain. But if you follow the Astros, you know that every time they have a quote unquote positive report on their injured players, it ain't positive. So I'm just expecting to see him next year, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. So, and it's just sad because such a talented dude, and just like Mike Trout, even though Mike Trout's situation is worse because Trout hasn't won a championship, he hasn't been past the first round of the playoffs, and people can't see the talent that he is because of injuries. Now, granted, I know this year he's been more healthier because he's been playing like a different position, or sometimes DH. So he has been, healthier than, previous years. But going into the playoffs, we definitely want to see the stars be available.
Yeah,
and if you don't see that, it's going to be a crime, which of course will allow other teams to, take over maybe the Astros spot. But we shall see. The Astros have been holding on, but like you said, them injuries, they mount up. I think about the Detroit Lions last year when, they had that amazing season, and I'm like, oh, they going to the Super Bowl, but leading up to the playoffs, they had so many injuries, especially from their D-backs and also their defensive end. I forget his name right now.
It's a Hutchinson or something.
Yeah, and then what happened? They got into the playoffs, and the injuries just caught up with them. So. We shall see. Bunny, what has your attention right now in the sports world?
Well, if you haven't talked about it, we talked about it on the chat last night about ESPN's First Take. Miss Smiley Quorum, the moderator, abruptly resigned from the network. So with that, I was like, whoa, definitely was not on my sports bingo card for the fall of 2025, but here we are. So I'm curious to know. I saw Stephen A. Smith's page that it was her story to tell, but he said they were in contract negotiations. So I said, more than likely, it sounded like a contract. They weren't on the same page, but I did not expect her to, resign. So definitely, I want to know what they're going to do next. Now, they already have a show where, of course, Stephen A. is the star, the main person, and they rotate per days of the week of what topic they're going to focus more on. So we shall see what they do with that spot, but hopefully it's a good, another woman out there that can hold it down and do a great job. But I'm just curious to know what is Molly going to do next, and we'll see. But plenty of good women out there that can hopefully fill her shoes. So that is TBD.
Yeah, definitely was a shocker to see her abruptly leave. But it sounded to me because I did see on X once again that ESPN was re-signing a lot of people. They were extending people, whatever, and looks like it's the contract. Maybe she wanted more money. Like, you know what, y'all gonna lowball me, and I've done this for the best show that ESPN has, and y'all lowball me with this, then y'all don't appreciate what I brought to the table. And I think it was reported earlier today that Stephen A. Smith makes like $42 million a year doing what he does with ESPN. And
What does he do? He just
But
he
and
blabbers.
in our real world, take it outside of sports, just in corporate and business in general, women get paid lower than men. It's not fair. It's not right. We know we've been doing this for years, and I can say that for myself as well. So comparing Stephen A. to Molly's salary, they're definitely not going to be equal, unfortunately. Now she does bring a lot to the show. 10 years there. So I don't know what the dollar amount that she was looking for and what they were offering, but it's not right. Now, funny thing though, I was talking to my manager today, and he didn't know Molly Quorum resigned abruptly. He's like, man, what happened? I said, I don't know. Her maybe the contract negotiations. He's like, man, ESPN always got something going on. I said, duh, that's what makes the network it is. First letter of E is what? Entertainment. It's always gonna be something entertainment, and in their network, a storyline to talk about and something shaking up. So that's unfortunately they thrive off of that, but that does give them ratings and viewership for certain topics and certain shows when they have the shakeup. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate that it was, if it is about the money, but I've heard that before from another former or two. I mean, think of some of the sportscasters they didn't bring back or didn't resign. They didn't even offer them negotiation. They're just like, we're not bringing y'all back. So there's nothing to do with the network, unfortunately.
And I'm sure that ESPN didn't have on their vision board within a year that they wouldn't have Shannon Sharp and Molly Curran on their shows anymore.
That's what I was gonna say. I know it's like that's the business entertainment, but like I feel like they've had some headline moves like this throughout 2025.
Yeah, been a whole lot going on. So, in regards to myself, I would have to go ahead and say it's a few things that I want to go ahead and discuss. The very first thing has to be this fight right here. Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, I, along with Sadal, was right here in the TSC watching this fight. We started off at the very first fight. The show started like around, the Netflix special started at around like 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, I believe. So from 8 till almost 1 o'clock, we here watching boxing. And of course, they were in Las Vegas, so it's a 2-hour time difference here in St. Louis. So yes, we were struggling to stay up. We both nodding off. I'm sure people who's watching right now, listening, probably say, yeah, I was nodding off and on. But this picture right here that I have of Crawford just surprising Canelo with his left hook right here. Crawford is the first 3-time undisputed champion ever. And truthfully, a lot of people are saying that he does not have to fight anymore. I think the man's like 65-0. So obviously he never lost. and they calling him this generation or maybe the best boxer of all time. And this past Saturday may have proved that. For those watching or listening, or definitely watching, leave comments. Let us know if you saw the fight. What were your thoughts about the fight? But yeah, it was no doubt that Crawford showed who was the better fighter. Uh, Amazing turnout. It was at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, very packed. Even the bouts before that, and the reason why I feel that the fight that it took so long for the fight to end because every bout had it went to 4 rounds. So the 3 fights before that there were 10 rounds. Each one went 10 rounds, and then the main event was 12 rounds. So every fight that happened went the full distance. So didn't have like no knockouts or anything. Not one person was knocked out. It was either a split decision on one, everything else was a decision. So, but once again, it was a great night of boxing. This is what was needed, I feel, for those who love boxing, because you haven't seen something like this type of fight in a long time. And hopefully something that would bring boxing back to the forefront, because there's no secret. UFC, the MMA world has been taken over, getting, these big time fights. And I believe it's like next month or in November, you're going to have like an exhibition fight with Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis. Stuff like that is what's taken over, and not the pure fighting like what you're seeing here. You're seeing these Mike Tyson versus this guy, these old heads facing off as if they in their prime when we know they ain't, all these exhibition matches are taking over. Yes, they're still getting paid, but it's not what we saw this past Saturday. Even the undercard, those fights were amazing. So hopefully we can get more fights like this and be able to celebrate that true boxing feeling that we all experienced on this past weekend. Did you get a chance to watch any of the boxing match, Joe?
No, because as I said on the show last week, I was feeling a little under the weather, and by like Thursday, Friday, I was dying. And so me and Clark went to bed extremely early. So, and I saw Jamie's Facebook say something about if these fights don't get started, she was gonna be mad. So I'm not saying I passed out.
Bunny, did you see any of the fight?
Nope, just saw the headline on Sunday morning. Because I know how it is with me. When the sun goes down, my eyelids go down. So if there's a movie playing, I'm not going to finish that movie if the sun sets. There's a boxing match on. Like when the Tyson fight happened, I didn't last either. I'm just saying. My life is not set up to go the long round. Sorry, guys.
So, no, it was all good. But like I said,
clarify this for me. Canelo, it was 3 different. He's undisputed, and he fought he had belts in 3 different classes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Canelo actually had to Terrence Crawford had to pretty much bulk up to try to get up to the weight class of Canelo, which as you saw he did. And size didn't matter for real because Terrence Crawford still owned Canelo. The wifey says took way too long.
And that's how it was for the Paul and Tyson one too, though. And we were watching it outside with the bonfire. It was freezing outside. Netflix was freezing every couple seconds. So was this one better though on Netflix? Like, did it?
Oh yeah, it was perfect. No issues at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. Maybe Netflix is, like we watched Monday Night Raw here and there on Netflix, and it seems fine. So I don't know what the problem was on the Tyson and Paul one.
It seemed like that good old charter internet. The more people log on, the slower your bandwidth gets.
Yeah.
So Netflix didn't have the capacity. They, I don't know, assumed it wasn't gonna be that many people watching the Tyson one or what, because it did it to us. But like I said, I fell asleep on it anyway. But now, if he said it's better, they've worked it behind the scenes. They got to have more bandwidth, more, all the technology behind the scenes. It's definitely been upgraded.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of cool. that there's more and more events, like live events happening on Netflix. Because just about everyone and their mom has Netflix nowadays, you know. Like
Right.
it's whenever you spread it out to all the other streaming services that maybe not everyone has, but Netflix has been around for so long now, just about everyone, you know, they're doing these live shows.
Right. Yeah. So, oh, my bad. Let me change this up real quick. There we go. Make sure to get the screen right. All right. But yeah. So once again, that was one of my takeaways. The other one, Joe, I wanted to show this. I could have saved it for the baseball talk, but I want to go ahead and bring this up now, and that is this right here. This is the 2025 attendance rankings, and usually our beloved St. Louis Cardinals are usually in the top 10, more than likely top 5. Right now, this was as of this past Monday.
They're being nice. Just 2 million. Shoot, I thought I'd been half of that.
The Cardinals are at 19, averaging 2 million, the total so far of 2,087,915 people. Usually we average over 3,000 people. This year we may not even get, we're not even getting to 3,000. That's how bad it is right now with Cardinal baseball. And I thought about this, Joe, but do you feel that St. Louis Cardinal fans are petty enough that once John Mozeliak leaves, because he has 2 more weeks left, and then he's done, and Chaim Bloom takes over? But do you think that Cardinal fans are petty enough to, no matter if the team comes out doing amazing next year or not, but just because Mozeliak is not there anymore, do you feel that fans are going to come out to the games even more next season, no matter how the product would be on the field?
No, because the DeWitts are still there.
Yep.
Me and a buddy were talking at work today. It's Mo is to blame for some stuff. Okay, but he has a boss he has to respond to, and that is DeWitt. And I even mentioned this. Say Bill DeWitt, the second, I guess, say he steps down. Well, guess what? His son's gonna come up, and he was sitting there laughing at the fans. What was it, at the end of last year, early this year? You know, saying, "Oh, if you guys don't show up, we don't care." Like, you know, like mocking the St. Louis fans. So I honestly don't know whether or not Chaim's gonna make a huge difference. I hope it does, but he's gonna have to respond to that same ball something Zalak's been responding to, and I hope if they do anything on the last day, so what, this Sunday is the last home game. If you're going to the game, don't boo the dude. You know, I mean, there were some good times, you know, in Cardinals or the Cardinals organization the last however many years he was here. It's just hasn't been great the last 10, but he's been here for a long ass time. So he gave us good times. Don't boo the dude because it's not just his fault.
Yeah,
But I think regardless, if I don't think people are going to change their minds about the team because they're going to see this off season if they do what I said last week and they just kind of trade everyone away. What are they coming to the ballpark to see? Mason Wynn and crickets. Like Mason Wynn's done for the year because he's getting knee surgery, which thank the Lord they're doing that. There was no reason of he's gonna play. Yeah, he's gonna play the rest of the year. He's dealt with this pain before. No, just shut it down. We're not doing anything. But yeah, like as of right now, I don't. What is there to look forward to with the St. Louis Cardinals team? So no, I don't. I think next year it's gonna be a lot more of that. Sadly, it's sad. It's sad seeing it. You know, being from St. Louis, and this is all we've known is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. But it's just that I guess most organizations go through it at some point, you know, and it's our turn, I guess. So it sucks. I'm not happy about it, and it's depressing. Like I think about it sometimes, I just want to scream. But you know, what do you do? We can't do anything.
I think the biggest frustration about it is it's not because we're struggling. It's that it's the matter of the organization wants to act like it's not a rebuild. That's why we get frustrated. It's because
Communication.
exactly. If you just go ahead and be like Doug Armstrong, the GM for the Blues, or president of hockey, whatever you want to call it for the Blues, and just say, hey, this may be a rebuild or we may not make the playoffs, just say that. But don't give us the mindset of we're going to see how it's going to go and into the season, or oh yeah, we have high hopes to have this team win the Century, stuff
You know
like
what
that.
though, Smooth? You know what? I'ma miss that because you can't be mocking the guy when he's gone.
Well,
I'ma
well,
miss your John Moe.
Well, when I learn Hein Bloom's voice, because you don't hear him at all right now. So when I learn his voice, I'll bring his voice into the show too.
He
But
probably just sounds like some frat boy. Like I don't know. That's how he looks at least.
but yeah, so like I said, it's just the frustration of the lack of communication and just keeping it real. Cause that's what we ain't called the show me state for nothing. We know what's up. And if the fans are sensing things from a mile away, we're not stupid. So don't act like we don't know what's going on when we clearly see what's happening with this organization. So
So
just
you tied them insulting your intelligence. That's what you're saying.
just keep it 100.
Yeah, and then that's like kind of what I was going back with build with the third. Like, don't laugh at us. Like, I can't remember his exact quote, but like you're trying to belittle us, and all we want to do is give you our money, risk our lives going downtown to watch our ball club play a game, but we don't want to do that now. We want to go, like we'd rather either just watch it at home or not even watch it at all. So yeah, I don't know. I hope it changes fast. I don't think it's gonna change fast, and it's depressing, like I said. But like I know like Katie Woo's mentioned it, and was it Jim Jones, and pretty much all the big reporters for the St. Louis Cardinals, they've all said like I think the fans would accept a rebuild, but the organization isn't communicating that the right way. So that's what makes us mad. Like if you just say we're doing a rebuild, maybe some fans, it's not going to be 3 million like it usually is, but I think it would be better than what it is, maybe 2.5, and get to see some young talent, but I just don't see that happening.
Honestly, though, like I've been saying this baseball season, last baseball season before that, even with the general manager ownership change, you stated, Jobo, some of it's Mo to blame for some of the issues, but most of it I think could have been solved if the DeWitt would open up their wallet. You got to put a competitive product out there, and our farm system didn't have anything, so you could have acquired in the off season last year, or even wait to the trade deadline. But you're not trying to do that, so you're getting piss poor performance out of some of these major league players on a Cardinals roster, and you're getting piss poor attendance to reflect it. It is simple. Now, if they were to acquire some of the talent and they didn't live up to it, okay, that's different. But you're not even trying. And again, going off of the farm system, it's not going to be built up overnight. So if you want to get fans back in the seat faster and see some better product, open up your wallet. This is nothing new. It's basic economics here.
Yeah, that's something else I told my buddy from work is like as to the money spending part of it is they'll spend money, but they'll spend money on 2 to 3 average to good guys. They don't go out there and spend that equal amount you spend on 2 to 3 guys on one big guy, one big superstar. Why not do that and then use your guys in the farm system and this and that? And like it just doesn't make any sense if you went out and it still stings. Like you guys remember seeing Nelly trying to talk to Bryce Harper, get him to come to St. Louis. Like everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's happening!" But like not even just Bryce Harper, but just someone. If you open up the checkbook for someone like that, is a superstar. Bryce Harper went to the Phillies guys when they were not good. Like I don't know if everyone remembers that or not. He was willing to go to a bad team just to see, hey, we're building up, we're going to be there eventually. Cardinals didn't even do that, and it's that's the depressing part about the money spending. They'll tell you they spend money, which they're not lying, but they're spending money on okay players, and that's just not how it works.
So to add on to what Joe just said, Bunny, in regards to spending money, the prime perfect example was last season when we first signed Sonny Gray. We were like, oh, here we go. They about to get some money on some photo, on some pictures. Here we go. We in this thing. And the next two signings were Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson. We was like, what the heck are y'all doing? They thought they were doing the biggest thing. Oh, we got our guys. We're ready to win the Central. Let's go.
And you know, the silly thing is that getting those guys helped our solution from the problems from the year past of our pitching sucks, and the year before we went to our bullpen in the third, fourth, fifth inning every freaking game. So getting those guys helped out, but then you didn't have to use the money elsewhere, or you could have just used that combined money for someone else who was a 3-star. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just they don't know how to. I don't know if allocate's the right word, but they just don't know how to use their money, which is depressing. And honestly, though, I don't think the Cardinals have ever really been good with, like, they never really gone out there and spent money on a superstar. But when we're thinking of like the fun times, they drafted good, they developed good, they made good trades. Yeah, they made good trades. Like I heard on 101 on Monday or Tuesday, a fan texted was like, because they were like, oh my gosh, guys, we did the first hour without talking about Cardinal baseball. And Ferrario was like, you know what? I'm not even mad about it, whatever. And a fan texted saying, oh, we're only 4.5 games back, but 2011. And they were like, okay, 2011. I'm tired of hearing that, which I've been saying that for years. But 2011, you had Albert Pujols and Chris Carpenter, a freaking bulldog on the mound. David Freese going on an unbelievable career year. Lance Berkman, like, you don't have anyone remotely close to those guys.
Not at all.
If you had one of those guys, then I'd be like, oh, we got a chance. We got a chance. You don't have anything close. So no, I don't want to hear in 2011 we were so many games out. Like, no, it's not the same.
No, it ain't. And up next, what I have in regards to what has my attention is WNBA playoffs are here, and it's already been exciting. Let me blow this up for y'all to see. So right now, going into tonight, we have the Minnesota Lynx. They are up 1-0 as they face off against the newly minted Golden State Valkyries. They have their game 2 this evening. Right now, you have the Phoenix Mercury against the New York Liberty, the defending champions. That series is New York Liberty up 1-0. Last night, we had 2 big games. Could have been closeout games. But as you see, both series are now tied at 1. That's the number 2 seed Las Vegas Aces and the number 7 seed Seattle Storm. Series tied at 1. The Storm came back to win that game. So now game 3 will be back at Las Vegas and on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Then the first game yesterday was the number 3 seed Atlanta Dream against the number 6 seed Indiana Fever. The Fever were down 1-0, and they won the game last night. Now, Bunny, what is new this year in the playoff format? Now, it's always been a best of 3, but usually it's been the home team gets the first 2 games, and then you go to I'm sorry. I think it's been maybe it's the other way around. But let me forget about that right now. What they're doing this year is that game 1 is at the top seed team spot. Game 2 is at the lower seed team spot. And then game 3 goes back to the higher seed. Now they're calling this the Indiana Fever / Caitlin Clark rule because the Fever fans were mad that the Fever didn't have a home game last year for the playoffs. So they wanted to make sure that both teams get at least one home game in there. So that's what they're doing this year for the first time in the WNBA. So, have you been watching any of the games, ladies, or any takeaways from the first round and the new playoff format that y'all see on the screen?
I've been watching highlights and keeping up online. So I was so disappointed that the Aces lost that game last night. Like,
Yeah.
you let them come back.
Yep.
Good game. I know I'm a Major Wilson fan. They had a good game, but I was like, whoa, what are we doing here? Like, y'all got enough veterans on there and enough leadership to know how to close out a game. So when they came back on there, I'm like, something fell apart called defense. But besides that, everything's going. Again, I read that the Valkyrie. Why can't I pronounce the team name? Valkyries. How you pronounce it?
Valkyries.
Yep.
Valkyries. I don't know why I can't. I think it throws me off because the spelling reminds me of Kyrie's name. Kyrie Irving. I swear that's the only thing. I'm like, why I keep butchering this? Anyway, they were the first inaugural team at WNBA to also make it to the playoffs in the inaugural season. So shout out to them though. But yeah, I'm trying to see if it's gonna be a repeat champion. So it's still TBD on that one. But so far so good though with the other matchups. And the fact that Indiana Fever got into the playoffs and without your girl. So I guess they doing something right.
Can I say something though? I don't like that they call it the Indiana Fever Caitlin Clark rule, because I think MLB fans think that about the wild card round too. Like MLB should probably do that. You know, so that's a
Clark rule.
Well, whatever they not rule, but what did you say, Fred? Did you say rule or?
Yeah, the Indiana Fever / Caitlin Clark rule.
Like I feel like one, that's more reason for people to like make fun of her type thing, but also like I think other sports would want that as well. Like I'm sure in 2022, just because we were in that 3-game wild card, Phillies fans would have liked to had a home game and in between there. And honestly, it'd probably make more money for MLB.
Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, the first round format is a 1-1-1, meaning one game at home, one game on the road, and one game back at home if it goes to a 3-game series. Previously, it used to be a 2-1, where the first 2 games were at the top seeds place, and then game 3 would be at the lower seeds. So that's what they're changing up now, is 1-1-1, except for 2-1. So, and then this is also the first year that the WNBA finals will have a best of 7. In the past, it's been a best of 5 in the semifinals.
I said they want them to duke it out.
Yeah, so it's longer, more games. So whoever goes to the finals, it should be a great matchup, and not just 5 games. It'll be a best of 7 from now on. So I'm definitely excited for that.
That's one thing with hockey. Hockey playoffs are so long.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that every round is a 7-game series.
That's the same with basketball. In the
but
NBA.
basketball, remember they used to have the first round best of 5, and then second and on was best of 7. I don't mind if they bring that back, because none of the best of 5 series would you have somebody that took it to the fifth game. So it's like, if they ain't had nobody take the 5th game, now you're making it be, go up to 7 games in the first round. Like, we already know it is. I think a 2% chance of an upset happens in the first round in the NBA. It's like, why are we doing this? But of course, y'all, it equates more money. That's what it boils down to.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, transitioning from the WNBA to now NFL Week 2. We're gonna go ahead and break down a little bit from Week 2 of the NFL. Have some more amazing games that was on our screens. A lot of exciting finishes once again. So far it's been looking pretty good with the NFL season. Start off last Thursday. You had the Commanders at the Packers, and the Commanders lost that game. They're now 1-1. Jaden Daniels did suffer an injury. I believe it was a knee injury, and there are some concerns in regards to his health. A lot of people are saying, from what I've been seeing on social media, that people are concerned that the way that he's playing, his style of play, and with him being pretty skinny for a quarterback, that it's more susceptible for a bad injury to come. But I got to get Craig Black's take on the Commanders and the start of the season. And of course, the man cave is back next Wednesday, so I look forward to seeing that. But Green Bay right now looking good. Michael Parsons. Oh, speaking of which, Bunny, because you were on the show last week, when you heard about Michael Parsons going to the Packers, and now he's doing his thing, getting more acclimated. What are your thoughts on him being a Green Bay Packer, and also seeing Jordan Love ball out right now, the quarterback?
That's what you get, Jerry Jones. Your teams are losers. Yes. Those were my first two thoughts when I got the memo that Parsons going to the Packers. Like, yeah, Jones don't get screwed again. I love it.
Oh man, hilarious. All right, so let's see. Another game of note was the Bengals versus the Jaguars. Bengals won 31-27, but Joe Burrow is pretty much done for the season. Turf toe.
And did we just go through this with Joey Burrow?
He always gets hurt.
You know,
deja vu, so it's not me. Okay.
no, Brendan, because I always ask for his, opinion of you got my attention, and he did mention I wish I had him send it to me, but like talking about how Andrew Luck's ended his career early because of so many concussions, I guess, or just injuries, and
Yes.
in a longer span career than Joe Burrow right now has only been in the year for what, like in the league for like 5 to 6 years, if that, and he's not doubled his injuries, but he's got a lot more injuries. So like, is it the O-line that's the issue? Is he just fragile? Like, what is it? And I don't know if you're looking up the
6
the numbers.
NFL seasons for Joe Burrow and Andrew Luck. Let's see, had Andrew Luck played 7, so he's right on right on path.
But he has more, doesn't he? Like Joe Burrow has more. Is that what it was? I can't remember what it was that Brendan was mentioning.
In regards
Like
to
more
what?
and more injuries. I think he's had more injuries in a shorter time so far.
Right. Yeah. Because Luck, I think with his injuries, shoot, it was like concussions and stuff like that he was getting.
Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
He was unlucky in that department, and so I get it why he abruptly, retired. He was
unlucky.
His last name,
Okay, buddy, go ahead on.
I thought you were trying to make it funny, made me laugh. But...
You didn't realize it.
But okay, coincidence. What he said saying. So, Joe, we got deja vu again. So at this point, we got 2 quarterbacks that's injured. One for the season, the other one we're not sure how long, but yeah.
I mean, turf toe. The first time I heard of the word turf toe, I'm like, what the hell is this? Are you guys making this up? But apparently it's a thing, and apparently it's extremely painful, and that's what Burrow's dealing with, right? Isn't he getting surgery or something done for that, or is that a different quarterback?
Turf toe goes back. I remember the Greatest Show on Turf had that issue.
So Joe Burrow has to have surgery. I'm sorry, Joe Burrow has to have surgery, and it's going to be about 3 months to recover. But
Purdy's dealing with that too, isn't he? Turf toe and something else.
Who?
Purdy, Brock Purdy.
I gotta check on that. I'm not sure, but I can look real quick. But going back to Andrew Luck, a physical and mental toll of constant injuries. Some of the injuries was a ruptured kidney and a damaged throwing shoulder.
Jeez. You know what though? It hasn't happened yet, knock on wood, but Tua, I wish the kid would just hang it up before he's like completely gone. So hopefully nothing happens to him this year. Because he's one of those guys out there that's constantly getting concussed.
To that last year with him, that's why I wasn't sure if he was going to bounce back or not. I mean, so far, the Dolphins play tomorrow. So he should be playing, but I don't know. But yeah, he's another one that was getting his head around too much last season. Concussion protocol 2 different times. Like, it was crazy.
And Brock Purdy is dealing with a toe injury and a left shoulder injury.
Yeah, how do you go for something so serious like my shoulder and then toe as well?
Hey, it's all
I'm
bad.
just glad I don't play fantasy because some people's rosters are just shot right now with these injuries.
And I'm glad you brought that up because that's why I have a hard time doing fantasy or want to get into betting because crazy stuff can happen and just be my luck that it doesn't go the right way. So that's why I got into that.
Betting is a little bit different on some occasions because, like, if someone gets hurt, then a lot of times whoever you're betting with, so like right now in St. Louis, we can only do the DraftKings, like, whatever bets. Like, oh, DeGrom's going to have over 5Ks against the Astros. That if he got hurt in the second inning or the third inning, then they'll just be like, okay, fine, that's not going to go against you. We'll give you half the money or third of the money if you hit the other things that you did. And I know I see people, I'm going to say tweet about it, even though it's X. They'll talk about that too, saying, hey, FanDuel, can you, fix this because so-and-so got hurt. So betting, it's a little bit different, but fantasy, me and my mom will just share a team for fantasy football and fantasy hockey just because it's something for her to do, and I'll take care of the team. And it's literally guys are injured constantly in football. It's pointless to even draft a team, I feel like. And it's never just like small guys. It's usually pretty important players that are hurt within the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. Other game of note, Cowboys did defeat the Giants. Russell Wilson did have a nice game. He impressed. After the game one, we all like, well, you know what? Maybe it's a wrap for you, Russell Wilson. But he came through and had a great performance, even though the Cowboys won with the game-winning field goal. So the Giants are 0-2, but Cowboys 1-1 to start the year. Another game I want to talk about real quick is the blowout with the Detroit Lions over the Bears. Ben Johnson, the former OC for the Lions, first time coming back to his old stomping grounds, and he got stomped on by the Lions. They came out 52 points and let the world know that, hey, Jared Goff can still do that thing. Now, we talked about, I know Sadal and I talked about this stat, like Jared Goff was like 2-18 if he didn't have Ben Johnson or Sean McVay on the sideline. And he showed this past Sunday that he could still do some things. Now, they have a tough game coming up Monday night because they go to Baltimore. Let's see how you're going to be against them Ravens on Monday Night Football next week. So I look forward to that. And going back to the Bears, yeah, I can easily say I made that mistake by having to win the NFC North. They might not even win a game the way that they're playing right now. For real.
I don't remember who I picked. Did I pick them? We had some similarities, some differences. I don't remember.
I don't think you picked them.
Was the Packers?
Yeah. I think I'm the only one that chose the Bears.
Who put the Vikings?
Let me see. Hold on. I see Miss Dubs. I saw the Lions, the Bears game. It was sad. Yeah.
Right, Miss Dub. Yeah.
And
Tigers and Bears. Oh my.
I think I feel like it was either Sadal or Stan that chose the Vikings.
Okay.
But aren't they without their quarterback too?
Yeah, JJ McCarthy, he hurt himself with the Vikings this past was that Sunday night against the Falcons. So he may be out this one game, but we'll see. Let's see. Any other games to note? Denver and the Colts. Who would have thought that the Colts would be 2-0 with Daniel Jones, former New York Giants?
I still think it's too early to jump on the bandwagon, but that is a surprise. It is, but it's still too early. Don't get on the bandwagon just yet, y'all.
Yeah. So very good game. Broncos, it was just back and forth, but Colts did it just enough. Philadelphia at Kansas City. Man, look at Joe.
I was all in on that one.
Man, go and listen to 101 on Monday afternoon here, BK. Mwah. I love it. Chiefs fans are in shambles right now.
I'm loving it because all
And
the
I-
St. Louis people that hopped on the Chiefs bandwagon when we lost the Rams, like, nah, don't become no fan of theirs. Let them keep theirs. Because when it all simmers down, where are them newfound fans? Nowhere. Them
And
Chiefs
I-
fans
I
will
will-
disappear on you.
I will agree. If anyone's gonna come out of an 0-2 start and actually making the playoffs, it will be the Chiefs.
Right.
Okay. But I'm just saying it's nice to see early on, and it's crazy that Patty Mahomes is their leading rusher to start the year.
So do you think, I know we're just 0-2, like you said, they can come back in the playoffs like nothing happened. But is this an indication, because the Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champs and came into their stadium and beat them, that the Chiefs' run of Super Bowls is going to come to an end starting this season?
I'm saying it. It's over.
It's over. It's a wrap.
And
That's what I
yeah.
want to hear.
How's Jamie
Travis-
feeling?
Travis Kelce might as well work on that dad bod.
work on that husband vibe, right?
Oh
'Cause,
my
he
gosh,
all
you-
booed up.
You see all the pictures of because he did a photo shoot, and everyone's like, Mahomes, catch the ball, Kelsey, and it's him sitting there posing or whatever. He's like, I can't, because he's like, I don't know, it was just kind of weird seeing Kelsey doing all these poses, modeling and stuff. But yeah, I don't. it's different, and I'm not hating it. Is what I'll say.
I'm not a Chiefs hater. If they were winning there, I congratulate them. I just knocked the St. Louis people that just jumped on their bandwagon. But if the Chiefs were losing when the Rams left, I don't think half the people that got on that bandwagon. That's why I'm like, just be real. If you like them, it's a full, legit fan, have at it. I'm sorry they're losing. They may bounce back, who knows? But yeah, you said it's over. I'm with you. Let's go.
Real quick, is that a new Buccaneers logo? I've never seen it before in my life.
No.
That's throwback.
Yeah, it's a throwback.
Huh. Hey, Jamie, if it makes you feel any better, the Astros started off terribly last year. Terribly. Not even great this year. And last year, they still made the playoffs. So the Chiefs could still make the playoffs. They just won't have home field like they usually do.
Yeah, but even with the wifey, when we had our predictions, she didn't even have the Chiefs win the AFC West.
Who she have?
Okay, I don't know. I gotta look at the video again, but I don't think she had the Chiefs winning
Jamie.
the West. I
Alright.
think she had the Chargers or something like that. But she ain't had the Chiefs, but she had them going to the playoffs as a wild card, but she didn't have them win the West. But so yeah, as she said, she already saw it coming as well, and just the injuries. It's more stories off the field than on the field recently with the Chiefs, and that's kind of like what starts to tear teams apart. Like look at sorry wifey, but look at Golden State Warriors. How over the last couple of seasons you've heard more things off the field or off the court than you've heard on the court, like with the whole Draymond Green and Jordan Poole fight. Like that changed up everything with that team.
And then Klay Thompson knowing the contract was going to expire and they won't re-signing him. That was a lot of chatter leading up to that all season, and that happened. So yeah.
Yeah. So just a whole lot right there, changing with so much outside stuff is coming into affecting what's going on the court, on the field, and it shows. Last thing I want to talk about was Joe's husband and the Buccaneers defeating.
Have you seen Browns fans? They're memes right now because they want Baker back now. They want the man back. And then, not that Chubb's on the Bucks, but Chubb had a good game that night, so they had to watch Chubb and Baker do their thing on Monday Night Football. And yeah, Brendan was pretty pumped up. I'm not gonna lie, he was pretty pumped up in the living room, and I'm over here trying to watch the Astros game, but I see Houston on social media, and they're devastated about what's going on because they're starting the year off 0-2.
Let's see here. All right, so let's get into week number 3 as we start things off with, of course, Thursday night football, and we have Miami at Buffalo. That's gonna be a blowout. I see the Buffalo Bills, and I'm gonna say it right now. Do not be surprised if Mike McDaniel, the head coach of the Dolphins, gets fired very soon.
How long has he been their coach? I
Uh,
lost track.
Probably about maybe 4 years now.
Oh yeah, that's no time. And then don't add insult to injury. What's the running back who just had what's his name? He got arrested last week.
Tyreek.
Domestic stuff, and then he got injured. What's his name?
Tyreek
Tyreek
Hill.
Hill. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was gonna be you got my attention, but last week, but the first comment to that post that I seen was water is wet. Sadly, Tyreek Hill keeps finding himself in these bad situations.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel's been the coach of the Dolphins since 2022. So what's that, 3 years? 4 years now, I guess.
3 going on 4, I guess, depending on what part of 22 he got hired. Was it? I guess
right.
regular season. So yeah, on his 3rd season.
All right. So
yeah.
See what kind of games really stand out so far. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Rams at the Eagles. Both teams undefeated. Will the Rams avenge the playoff loss they had against the Philadelphia Eagles?
I hope they don't. You know, I'm still bitter.
Both teams looking very good. So,
Bunny, I'm not even the biggest football fan, and I'm with you. Okay, I'm bitter. I hate it.
I do.
And I hate that they got these sick black jerseys they're gonna wear at some point this year.
Yeah.
They're so sick, and I hate that they're theirs. Move on.
Yep. Oh, and speaking of which,
for AFC North, I am going with the Baltimore Ravens. AFC East, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. AFC South, I'm going with the Jaguars. AFC West, y'all already know I got to go with KC. I have too much KC merchandise right now, so I need to get all my wardrobe together. Okay,
so she did choose the Chiefs still for the AFC West, but she didn't have them going to the Super Bowl. She had the Ravens and the Eagles. And she had the Ravens winning.
Stay loyal, Jamie, because whether or not I believe the Astros are going to be division champions every year or be in the playoffs, win the World Series, I'm putting them in it. Okay, I'm doing it. Just like Annie and her Pirates.
Right.
If you love your team, you love your team. But except when it comes to Cardinals. I love the Cardinals, but it's right there, guys. It's right there. I'm not picking them to win the division.
Hey, I didn't either. So I had them like I think 4th place as they are right now. So
yeah,
it is what it is. All right. Let me see. Any other game that gets my attention outside the Rams? Yeah. So Detroit at Baltimore, Monday Night Football. I think NBC needs to go ahead and change that Sunday night game. The Chiefs and Giants, because there might be a laugher as well. But that is the NFL right there. And we're going to go ahead and get right into from the NFL to some college football. As we get into, man, they straight up destroyed Louisiana Saturday. It wasn't in the competition. It just show up and just say, yes, I went and played at the stadium and went right back home.
That was a given. They knew that was going to be a blowout. So that was like a scrimmage game for them.
Is South Carolina next, or who's next?
Yes, South Carolina's next. So that's going to be their first big test of the season.
Now,
then they play UMass next week. And then after that, it's when they bring in Alabama Roll Tide.
But before we get to Roll Tide, because I'm talking to coworkers that listen, I've been in office every day this week. That's not normal. So I've done a lot of more
Right.
chatting.
What the? It is 2025. You should not be in the office 5 days a week.
It was just twice a year we do this. It's a department for our remote workers that come in. We have town hall and all that. But
Okay.
because more, I get to chop it up with some guys now. So talking about this football. One of my coworkers, he's from Alabama, big Alabama fan. My manager, a Gator fan, he played on the Gators football team. He actually was on one of the squads that Tebow was on. So that documentary they had on Netflix, he said he was in it. But anyway, so we talk about SEC football. Now, look at the top 25 real quick, Jobo. Alabama started off top 10. Notre Dame, top 5. When I say if you look at last week's poll to now, did I not say this? You can roll the tape back because I said that top 10 was going to change within a couple of weeks. I said that specifically the top 4 because we're talking about the playoff and national champions. I said, nah, this is going to change within a few weeks. And lo and behold, what's my tag say? Bunny was right.
I was gonna say, is that what your tag's for?
Yeah, well, it's actually because of Jayon say.
Oh yeah. Joe, you missed it. So Bunny and the wifey had a bet in regards to who's going to win the NBA title, the Pacers or the Thunder. And Bunny was going for the Thunder while the wifey was saying the Pacers. And after Tyrese Halliburton unfortunately got injured, which I feel to this moment, that's the reason why OKC won, because the Pacers had all the momentum.
This was a ladies' night, wasn't it? Because I was listening to it. That's when Jamie said I had a type. Halliburton's pretty. I like the pretty. All right. I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah. So once again, OKC won. So the very next ladies' night show, the wifey had a shirt on that says Bunny was right.
Oh my gosh, did you have to make it for her?
Yeah, so I resurfaced the tagline, Bunny was right. So the t-shirt hit a rocket, so I resurfaced my tagline saying that. And so we're going to bring it back to this AP poll because when we were doing predictions for the college football, I forgot who the top 4 was at the time, but for the playoffs, I said it's not going to look like this in a few weeks. I knew it. And look, Notre Dame was in the top 5. Girl, they're right next to Mizzou now. They are at the bottom of the poll because they're 0-2. They're only still there because of their name.
When were they top 5? Was it like before the season started or after week 1 or what was it?
Preseason poll had them ranked.
I don't know who does this ranking is my question.
AP is Associated Press, so they get different people. Just like it's 2 polls, Associated Press and the other one is USA Today poll, ESPN. So depending on what group you're asked to poll, which 2, both of them are legit, but
okay, I was gonna say, is the other one different than this by a lot?
Usually they're close. It could be 2-3 teams off sometimes, but for college basketball, college football, they're usually close.
I'm asking because I see more negative about Texas early on, but they're still top 10. Like Archie's not looking great, and so why is that? I don't know.
All because of the name.
That's like the name.
That's it. Now, the second.
Was it Notre Dame in the final last year, the championship game?
They were, but think about it. They're 0-2 right now, and you still got a rank. Now, granted, they did play a top 10 team as well, and they lost 2. But the fact that they really went down, they're barely cracking the top 25, and Texas is still in the top 10 with their losses.
Okay.
And something that needs to be talked about for future seasons is it's impossible to have a preseason ranking on a team that has not played 1 game in the season.
Especially when they're kids, like
exactly. It can't just be because of the name or what they did last year, because it could be so much turnover, especially with the transfer portal, NIL, whatever. So much can change in 1 season. So I feel like just like how they do with the college football, where they wait to like week 8 and then give out the rankings for the top 12 teams, needs to be something like that for the top 25. Like wait until week 4 or week 5 of the season and then determine who is the best team. Because by that time, you'll have games under your belt. It's going to force teams to start scheduling better games, non-conference or conference games, and not have these little rinky-dink teams. No shade to them, but you don't add any value to top premier programs to get ready for other top premier programs because you're not facing good competition. So there needs to be a rule change, and this could be for all the college sports. Stop having these preseason rankings when you haven't even seen one game yet. Wait until, I'm saying, the first couple of weeks of the season, or like in basketball, wait a month or whatever, and then, okay, now, here is the rollout for your top 25. Do something like that. To me, I feel will be better for the game because you just can't predict a team is the number one team just because of names. You can't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
it makes sense on paper, but this is bigger than wins. What is the thing that generates all this, guys? You can't have no rankings wait until the fourth season. You're gonna mess up with the money and those bottom lines and those sports betting. Before it became legal, just with Vegas from 10, 20 years ago, you're gonna mess up the money. So no, they're not gonna not do that. Football, basketball, baseball, preseason, they're not. No. And so as long as money's involved, they're gonna have those preseason polls because people got to find a way to make their bets. So I hear what you're saying. It makes sense on paper, but logically, they're not gonna do that. You mess with the church's money.
I see that, but at the same token, if no team is ranked and you have Ohio State facing off against Notre Dame in week 2 of the season, people are going to still place their bets. If you have Ohio State facing off against Oregon or Alabama in week 1 or week 3 of the season, people are going to still place bets.
It's not placing the bets. It's which way you're placing your bet. Remember, the house always wins. For the most part. So you got to have it to where we're going to give y'all something to say, maybe this will help you with your bets. You said they're going to place it, but the more people lose, the more money the house makes. And then you got to look at it, the viewership. Oh, well, this is actually a game I'm actually may tune in. Equals eyes on the screen, advertising dollars. We're going to charge more.
I will say,
it's
right
all
there.
A money thing, but it makes sense. I hear what you're saying, but from business, whatever I get for people to watch or place their bets.
Yeah, I'll just say because with like college baseball, there's no games on that night, and I'm like, oh, let's see if there's any good college baseball games on. If I see a high-ranked team against a high-ranked team, I'm like, nah, I'm good. But if I see the low, high, I mean as in like 24, 25. If I see the lower-ranked teams, the 1 through 10 playing each other, I'm like, I'll watch that. And it could be the first week of the season, and I'll watch it. So I get that point of it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's logical what he's saying. I get it, but it's just because of the money. And we can, like I said, roll this to basketball. It's the same thing they do these preseason polls. And I'm always upset with ESPN because with basketball, they all throw Duke in the top 10 even when Duke had a subpar previous season. But because of the name, just like we're talking about here with Texas, because of the name, and I get it because as long as you have the fan base tuned in, that is more money. But anyway.
Yeah, baseball's always gonna be Dodgers, Yankees, Phillies, Mets. It's always gonna be those top teams. And like I said, got my attention. Yeah, Dodgers are gonna make the playoffs, fine, whatever. But they're probably not gonna be the best team. They're not gonna end the year with over 100 wins like everyone thought. They just lost two or three. Possibly could get swept tonight against Philly. So I mean, it's just sports.
Exactly. The entertainment part of we're tuned in, all out. They doing this.
That's why they're beautiful. Beautiful. Sports is beautiful. So and they take our minds off ugly things. So that's what I love about sports.
Oh, and speaking of ugly things, Roll Tide, which you mentioned earlier, Smooth. So Roll Tide, talking to my coworker, I said, yeah, by the end of this season, their coach is gone. I'm not anti-Roll Tide, but I'm definitely not pro-Roll Tide. However, ever since Saban retired, this coach has come in. They got off to a shaky start last season, but they straightened the ship out. The same may happen again this year. But the fan base, and y'all know how the SEC, their fan bases are. I mean, other Big Ten schools are like that too, but SEC, y'all know they live and breathe football. they're not going to have another season of it being shaky and they straighten it out and still not getting to the national championship. They're not going for that. So I do not like to see somebody lose their job, but I see the writing on the wall. This is his third season shaky like this. He's not going to make it past this season unless they miraculously get to the championship. And how they're starting off like this, and look, they're not going to get there. And y'all playing one subpar. Well, I should say subpar. It wasn't a ranked team at the time, but it's like, nah. And again, this is the second season in a row them doing this. He's not gonna last.
Let's see here. I want to look at their schedule real quick and see who they got going on here this year.
Because think about it, that was the creme de la creme, right? Because they had the recruit edge before NIL, and that's what I told y'all this before on the show. It wasn't a coincidence. Saban retired. Let's go to the basketball side. Coach K retired. Villanova's coach retired. Them old coaches don't want to compete with NIL, and they got out of there because it's a whole new ball game. So you don't have the dominance of your name to do with recruiting. And Alabama still gets great recruits, but it's more to me they don't get the best all the time, and they're coaching. It's a situationary, and they're still ranked, but I don't see this lasting long. They're going to get more L's.
Their schedule is daunting. So they started off losing to Florida State, number 7 seed. But this weekend, they have number 5 seed Georgia. Next weekend, they have number 20 Vanderbilt. They're not a team to sleep on. Then you have MIZ-ZOU. Then you have 15th at the time, right now, ranked Tennessee. Then you have South Carolina, who's not ranked, but respectable. Then you have number 3 at this time, LSU. Then you have number 11, Oklahoma. Then, okay, sleeper, Eastern Illinois. But then you end off with Auburn. Their schedule is daunting. I didn't realize this until just now. I'm like, good Lord. It's like out of 9 games, 7 of them are against ranked teams.
And so I have a question about that now because I just learned last college football season that like teams will, correct me the terms, but like kind of like pay to play certain teams here and there.
Yeah, second tier type teams.
Okay. So like, were they going to always play these big schools like Georgia, Vandy, Tennessee, and stuff? But they paid to play that. What was it, Eastern Illinois? Is that the game that they paid to play?
Yeah.
Okay, who makes the schedule? Is it just
the AD?
Okay,
it's a ADs involved for your school, but the coaches and then with your conference. So SEC now has a rule to start next year, Smooth, that they gotta have 9 conference games.
Yeah, and correction, Alabama, correction real quick. It's a 12-game season. So out of 12 other games, I believe it was like 8 of them are at the time they are playing against ranked teams. But yes, as you were saying, SEC has a new rule change where you have to play 9 conference games.
And so he said, who makes the schedule besides you working with their AD or the opposing school if it's in conference game? 9 conference, you get in where you fit in. So hey, we got an opening, or we know that if you want it per the season. Think about it. Mizzou gets fall weather, maybe a little bit of winter sometimes. Florida, if they're in home games, they're getting all that mild weather. So sometimes that is a small factor, but it just depends on the AD in the contract because these schedules are put out year to year, but some of these schools are contracted. They have to do home and home series for 2, 3, and 4 years sometimes. So variations. Because like Mizzou played Kansas, they just started that up. And then it's going to stop after next year. They got to pause it because the contract was like 2 years and they'll do it again. So it just depending on what your fan base wants, your boosters want you to see play. They want you to beat up on. I mean, I'm telling you, with money, some of that's the factor. The boosters are in them 80s ear. They keep asking them to give them money to make the program better and get them better jets and better buses and in locker rooms. And them boosters well, we want to see you play these teams. We want this to be a home game,
Yeah, I get it. It's just like hard to follow as just like a casual fan, I feel like it's extra for a schedule.
The pay to play, I I get it and I don't. But if you got money that you can just pull off a tree, which a lot of the bigger football programs do, they don't mind paying $500,000 to a smaller school. They do that to HBCUs a lot. They'll pay them,
And
bring their band and everything, because that's nothing for them. $500,000, it's a lot to that school, and it's dropping a bucket to the big school.
And now, like even teams like Lindenwood is playing, the big teams. I think Lindenwood plays. I can't recall what big time school they played last year, but like now, SEMO is now playing, D1 teams. That they got moved up, but I will say this: you won't see a Alabama or Mizzou go to their school. You're going to see SEMO going out to
Oh yeah.
Mizzou. So,
Which that makes that part of it makes sense. Yeah.
all right, so this is once again your Wednesday night sports delight, the platform sports talk show. It's your boy Smooth. Top right we have,
Jobo.
and on the left we have.
Sugar Bunny.
Well, I guess on y'all screen, Bunny is on the right and Joe on the left.
Yeah, you
And
pointed to me. That's how I knew.
Yeah,
That's how I knew.
I'm like, wait a minute, other way. There we go. But we good. It's all good. For those listening on Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot. Hope y'all been enjoying our wonderful, sexy voices in high definition, talking about some sports. Our last topic is Major League Baseball, as we talk about the playoff race going on here. It's once again about 2 weeks left in the season, and let me add this in. There we go. So in the AL, as Joe brought up earlier, the Blue Jays are leading in the AL East, 5-game lead. Who would have saw that? That the Blue Jays should be up 5 games right now in the AL East. I didn't see it, but I'm excited because
It's different.
I brought this up a while back, Joe, and I even had a video, but I just love the atmosphere at Toronto. Those fans, it's like a party. Like my wife would probably love going to a Toronto Blue Jays game. For real, because like the atmosphere is crazy. They had the light show, the music.
They get that from hockey up there. They're following what hockey does.
Yeah, I love it.
Because they also, I'm positive they could close the roof as well in Toronto. But yeah, like the Blue Jays, I knew they made good additions during the off season, but I was like, it's the Blue Jays. They're going to not play as good for whatever reason. Anthony Santander's been hurt pretty much all year, and he's rehabbing now. Bo Bichette's hurt probably till the playoffs, I think I saw. But like, they've been playing really good freaking baseball, and it's kind of crazy to me. But I mean, I'm not mad about it. I don't like seeing the Yankees in first. They're still gonna make the playoffs, but I mean, it's fun seeing a different team when it's not your division.
Yeah. And right behind them are the Yankees, 5 games behind, and then the Red Sox are 7. AL Central, the Detroit Tigers have been the best. Well, now it's the the Blue Jays. Wow, I didn't even realize that until now. But the Detroit Tigers have been steady all year long as one of the best teams in baseball. AJ Hinch is showing why he is that coach. So for anyone that doubted him, we know with the whole trash can thing or whatever, now they haven't won a title right now, but he's showing why he is one of the best managers in all of baseball, doing what he's doing with the Detroit Tigers as they have a 5.5 game lead over the Guardians. And then in the AL West, the Seattle Mariners now have that division at this time. Just only a half a game. So anything can happen between now and
Astros and Mariners 3-game set starting on Friday at Daikin, not Minute Maid, Daikin Park. So
why they call it that name?
That's the new name now. It's like it's an AC place, which is funny because everyone complains about how hot it is in there when they have the roof closed. But anyways, if you just like baseball whatsoever, tune into that this weekend because that's going to be a bloodbath. I think Mariners and Astros going at it.
And the Rangers are 3rd and 4.5 games behind. In the NL East, the Philadelphia Phillies, they clinched their division. Not too long ago, they have a 12.5 game lead over the Mets. What happened to them? NL Central, the Brewers and the Cubs clinched a spot in the postseason with the Brewers up 4.5 over the Cubs. And in the NL West, the Dodgers have a 2 game lead right now with the Padres. So, I mean, it's not guaranteed. So, well, we'll find out very, very soon in the wild card
It's
standings.
crazy that
Pull up.
the Dodgers aren't going to be a bye week. That's crazy. And I think that's what helped them last year. Like, obviously they're stacked, but like Freddie Freeman last year was able to recover because they had a bye week. They ain't going to have that this year. And I saw a video today about how Toddy mentioned possibly working out of the bullpen in the playoffs and possibly playing some outfield. I don't know how serious he is about that because he hasn't played outfield since 2021. But it's just weird, everyone, we were talking about rankings earlier. The Dodgers aren't the best team in baseball.
Yeah.
And that's different, It's the Milwaukee Brewers. Who had that on their bingo card? The Milwaukee, you know what though? R.I.P. to Bob Uecker, but as soon as he passed away, you probably should have just put in your bet that they're going to have the best record in baseball.
And in the AL wild card, Yankees, Astros, and then a half a game behind the Astros, you have the Red Sox. In the AL wild card, it's once again 3 teams in the wild card that moves on. The Guardians are 2.5 games behind the Red Sox. In the NL, the wild card, you have the Cubs, Padres, and the Mets. Padres are up 4 games over the Mets, and the Diamondbacks are 2 games behind the Mets for the last wild card spot. How are you feeling now? This is, I believe, year 3 of this playoff format with the 3 wild card teams, Joe. We know Bunny, how you feel about Joe in regards to her thoughts on baseball.
Damn, you don't gotta say how she feels about me. Sheesh.
About her thoughts on baseball being modernized / old school. So, Joe, what are your thoughts with this playoff format? Do you think this is a success or go back to what they used to do?
No, I mean I think it's a success because with the 1 game wild card, like it was more intense, but I don't like how I'm trying to think of like Hunter Brown, for example, for the Astros. He could go out there and have a bad day. Then that's just it. You like if you do it a 3-game set, you have Hunter Brown go game 1. Astros won't do it, but Scott Alexander should be game 2 in that scenario. They'll go to Fromber, even though that dude's a head case. It shouldn't be in the playoff roster. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like it because it gives you more of a chance to actually, MLB's making more money, like Bunny says all the time. It just gives the teams more of a chance to actually move on. Like the 1 game wild card, anything could happen. So that's what I like about it. And if there's one thing I could change, then it's the Caitlin Clark rule. We should probably do 1-1-1. Like do right now. If it ended, I think it would be Astros would be in New York. I think that's how it works. I don't remember how it goes. So
yeah, that's it.
Okay, so since they're in the second wild card, Astros start playoffs in New York, come to Houston, and then if whoever ties it up, go back to New York. Like I think that's would be smart and better, but I mean I don't hate how it's been. It's been cool. And honestly, the wild card round has been the lesser team usually wins, and then that's that. That they go on to play the top seed. I don't know why that's how it's gone, but that's how it's gone.
So I'm trying to think. Now I think about it as you were talking about the format, but doesn't the top seed in each league get a bye?
Top 2 seeds. So like right now, it would be the Phillies and the Brewers are the buys.
Okay.
And then in the AL, it'll be the Blue Jays and the Tigers as of right now. But Tigers, they may or may not lose that. I mean, Mariners and Astros are playing good. I don't think the Yankees could pass them up, but I think the Phillies and the Brewers are, unless something crazy happens, they're the bye.
Got you. And once the season is over, because I think we can all say right now that the Cardinals aren't going to be in the playoffs. So, Bunny, will that change your interest in watching postseason baseball? You being interested or not?
I'm gonna be a fair weather fan for the playoffs. With the Cardinals not in it, and baseball interest has just dwindled because they were so trash. Look at them on TV, so my interest weighing down with baseball. So I'll check in here and there, but I'm not gonna be all in.
And my last thing about the Cardinals, just watching this series against the Reds, you can clearly see how much better the Reds are than the Cardinals. It's like you can see the direction heading up the right way, especially having Terry Francona and seeing how the Reds, they're drafting, they're grooming up their prospects. Like you saw their first baseman, Joe, the other day, just hit Matthew what's
Liberatore.
last name? Liberatore, like he wasn't nothing. You get to see so much change with the Reds and how their organization is being ran and how they're overtaking the Cardinals right now. It just kind of it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Is like our last 3 series against good teams, the Mariners, the Brewers, and now the Reds. We've given at least 4 games away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's just with not scoring with runners in scoring position,
That's
or
it.
or that Milwaukee game on Saturday.
The
You
bullpen.
were up like 7-2. Like there's I fell asleep and I woke up to a Katie Wu tweet of them losing. I'm like, LOL.
Yeah.
That's bad. That can't happen. Honestly, we'd probably be in a playoff spot right now if we took care of business against the Mariners, because Mariners don't lose at home. They just don't. But we could have won every one of those games.
Mm-hmm.
Help my Astros out. That's the only reason why I watch those damn games. But guess what? They screwed the Astros, gave me another reason to hate them. And then they could have won 2 out of 3 against the Brewers, and then they should have won 2 out of 3 against the Reds.
Yeah.
So I mean that's 6 games right there. They could have won, woulda, coulda, shoulda, whatever. But it's just I don't know. It's like I said earlier, depressing about the Cardinals.
Yeah, I even had this on the X. I was like, this Cardinal team refuses to win.
Yeah, it's not they won't go away. It's really they won't go away. Like, just leave us alone. Oh, what else? Oh, I was going to say, if the Cardinals were to do something nice to end the year. You remember last year? Was it last year? We didn't even get an end of season presser.
Right.
Was it? Just give us something, okay? Like, at this point, Cardinals fans aren't even asking for much. We're not asking for a lot. Just talk to us and just tell us your plans going into the off season. We need to know something. Cardinals fans are asking for the bare minimum, and we need to work on getting Ackerman back on the show, because I listen to his Tuesday talks with Aldi a lot, and he gets the scoop. He gets the scoop a lot, so I wouldn't mind having him back on the show.
I'll see what I can do. Any last words, Bunny?
Bunny was right. That's her last words.
Oh yeah,
That phrase right there.
speaking of that, hold on. Before you say your last few words, I got you, Bunny.
Producer, please remind me about this, because Bunny over there real rocky cocky right now. Okay. Please remind me, because he knew I will have a whole t-shirt made with Bunny was wrong.
Hey, and if that does happen, let me get that shirt So the next time I am right, I'll be like, you remember when you was posting this shirt? Now what? Okay. So yes, if that does happen and you get that made, I'll
Okay.
get it off your hands because revenge is a mother. Remember that. So let's bring on our other panelists for ladies' night and make sure she has the right smile where she's wearing that beautiful t-shirt. She is going to be smelling from ear to ear. And she's going to say it loud and proud that Bunny was right. Come on down, Miss Jayonsa. Let's see what you're working with, honey. I see she's smiling ear to ears.
Now,
Oh! See it for
I
people in the
am
back.
a woman of my word, so here you go. Bunny was right, and I made sure the right font was very small. Okay, and WTH. What the hell? What the heliante? What the Helly Levert? Halle Berry? All of the above. But it's all right. It's cool.
Hey,
Get your
Annie,
little
I
10
never
seconds
had
in.
to troll you,
This
Annie.
show is gonna be for you.
Oh,
This
I've
baby
earned it because Bunny was right for the people in the back that didn't get the memo. So, Annie, I've never trolled you this way. She earned to wear that shirt, honey. Loud and proud. She's in ear to ear because Bunny was right. You know what? I should put that as my subtitle name. I'm going to work on that. But
Oh my
yes,
God.
Jayonsa, I love your attire. I love you smiling from ear to ear. Welcome.
Whatever.
You know what? Some of the best moments in life is when you get to say you were right. It feels so good, you know? You're like, oh, I knew it. I knew it. It just like I love the WTH though.
That's that second tier. The main tier was Bunny was so. Thank you for mentioning that to be my last words for the night. Because college football, when we reconvene next Wednesday, we're going to see that it's going to shift again. That top 10 is going to look different. And we know that it's going to be some more L's. And yeah, Bunny was right.
Does Mizzou beat South Carolina this weekend? Yes or no?
Yes.
Bunny?
That's a question for me.
For both of you. Smooth says yes.
I can say they get that dub. They
Home or
up
away?
that dub.
Home.
Home? All right, all right.
And it's
I'ma
not
say they
going
win
to be
too.
80-degree weather too. Oh yeah, they're getting that dub.
I'm gonna say they win too. All right. Are they like 20? Because they're what 23 right now? Is that what it was? 23, 24?
23.
Are they like 20 if they win? South
It
Carolina's a big
depends.
school. I feel like that was a big one that everyone says we're gonna lose to.
It depends on the
How they win.
margin of victory. If
Okay.
it's a nice convincing win, I can see us jump up to at least 15.
Okay. All right. That's like what seven spots. Shoot.
Yes, but like I said, it has to be a convincing win. Like, you know what?
Like
Let's show
last
the
weekend.
world. Let's show the world that we are that deal in what is still called right now, even though it's questionable, but what is called the best conference in football. Let's see and let's show the world why, because South Carolina was just ranked last week until they lost to Vanderbilt, who is also ranked right now as well. So it's all about getting those victories against teams that has had a good schedule as well. So it all depends on the margin of victory. If they come out there and if they just barely escape, then it will probably be 22, 21, or maybe 23 still. But if it's a nice convincing win, like, okay, we just showed the world what's happening, I could definitely see us being 15 or around that 15 range.
Well, MIZ baby, MIZ.
Yep, there we go. So, any last words, Joe?
Nah, I'm gonna go upstairs and bite my nails watching the Astros game. That's all I'm gonna do. Bullpen's been a little shaky lately, so no, go Stros. That's all I got.
Well, ladies, thank you very much for being on the show again. I appreciate y'all. Everyone else, thanks for tuning in to your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the Platform Sports Talk Show. Give us a follow all across social media. And make sure y'all go ahead and download Hot 365 Radio. Get on the App Store, iOS, or on Android, and download the app, or go to hot365radio.com. Next week, you have the Man Cave, where anything can go down. And then in 2 weeks, you have Ladies Night, the best panel of ladies who love sports. It's your boy Smooth. You had Bunny, you had Joe. It's the main show, the Platform Sports Talk Show. Tune in next week once again for the Man Cave. Be out this thing. Have a great rest of y'all evening and week. Stay tuned and stay smooth.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.